the only question that people called about was how to connect my reader to my TSI. That was the only
It was
question.
hard, and that stupid trigger.
Yes, the trigger.
And if you get one, you'll understand. One of the really good things that Melissa showed me today was that, it's okay, this new TSI is actually Wi-Fi compatible. Before, I always had to transfer all my data and remember to do it every single time, which sometimes I didn't, and then I overwrote stuff, and that was frustrating as all everything. So this was what I used, and you could still use this, and this would be what I would use now just as backup.
So the trouble with the stick is, and why it's been changed, is because the stick, you take everything. You take it all or none. So if you change anything on the TSI, you have to take it all.
I never thought of that. You're right. And this takes that away because I'm only changing one thing on
so
one.
So you can change one session back and forth rather than taking the whole database and dumping it from one to the other.
Which I found, I've had to format this so many times because I'm wondering if it's just overloaded with information.
Likely.
Ah.
So that's the nice thing about Wi-Fi is because we can transfer just a single session. So if we made changes on one session, we can just transfer it over. So we'll show you how to transfer like those sessions that we just created, those fake ones. I'll show you how to transfer over just one.
So, and it's very easy to set your, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi as your computer. So we already set the TSI up to the Wi-Fi. So now we're gonna show you just how easy it is to marry the two together.
Basically what you do is on here we have this copy database function, which is where before you would stick your stick in and put it on the stick. So now we do it onto the APS device. So we say next on here and it starts to search. And
so we should tell them what actually this screen is. So there, that's better.
So this is a software that comes with the Gallagher stuff. Now we've got the Wi-Fi, so you can see here the
stuff we did today.
These are the ones we just did. So if Sandy doesn't want these all on her computer, doesn't need them all on her computer, or has just updated a session, she can just flick over one. So you just select the test session that we have 2 animals in. Yeah, are we sure we want to download it? Yep, we want it on the computer. And then it's over there, and it's gonna update it. And there's our session that we just plopped over there, all on Wi-Fi.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that to me is huge because of the whole overwriting, and I've lost some pretty critical data because if I didn't download back off the computer onto the stick, then you'd overwrite your stuff.
Yeah, I think the trouble that Sandy was running into is because she's always changing stuff on the computer because it's easier to change stuff on the computer. It takes less time than clicking along on the TSI.
Yes.
And we can do things like bulk updates. What's a good example of a bulk update?
If there's mortality. So sometimes I don't do my mortality every single day, so I'll come in here at the end of every week and download critical production information. So any mortality, if I've shipped a big group, or if I've had to cull a ewe, or anything like that I've done more than one animal, or heaven forbid I haven't done my records in a couple of weeks, so you might have a few animals that you have to update, and so that bulk update's huge. On the computer end of things, it's way easier to update. Let's say Sandy shipped 25 lambs, then you can bulk update that on the computer rather than. And I wish I hadn't already done. I already did that this week because we could have showed that. So I did ship a big load of lambs this week, and I went in here and I bulk updated that group of lambs. So rather than clicking on the TSI each time that she ships one, she just goes on the computer on the bulk update and updates them all. Yeah. Should we show how we set up that report? Yeah, let's just show that report maybe, and then if they have questions, they can do this again. We can do more videos again. We're neighbors. We can do more videos. So what we did today is she set up all the things that I take off of every statistics. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Anyway, there's a function on the Gallagher report that you can make your own customized reports. So we took that last lambing group that I had in March and we just made a report for it. All the stuff that I want to keep track of. So basically what we did, so we just selected, so there's so much data on the Gallagher, so you can get this crazy report with all the stuff. And Sandy doesn't use some of it, right? No. So, and she has her own custom stuff. So we added that custom stuff in here. So like number of lambs is custom. Yeah, I added that. We added, what else? Oh, the death stuff. Because I want to keep track of when my animals died. Because before, when you bulk update, sometimes like you can do that, but I don't know when they died unless I go back to my handwritten sheets.
Yeah.
So I asked Melissa, can we put in a spot where I know the date they died and what they died of?
So now you can see, like, we added these as custom
columns basically
into the report, so Sandy can see what they died of and when they died, right? So and then all the rest of the information about them, so you can see how many lambs. So like, let's say these stillborns, there was 4 of them, and if they were all from the same dam, right?
Right.
So then that allows you to make management decisions on that lamb and whether on the lambs and the ewes.
And I told you the reason why I wanted these columns added is because I do make a lot of culling decisions on that ewe based on the data that the lamb. So if she's only ends up, she had 5 and only 1 is alive at the end of it, I'll be like, you suck. Now these empty columns, you would see way more information. If we use this report on some lambing groups that have already been shipped, we'd see a lot of information in that, right? So they'd all be filled.
These would be full. So we have overall average daily gain, current, last weight, and last weighed. So all their information would be in here about their weights, which you would see if we did, like you said, if we did a shipping group. So then you have even more management capabilities because you can see, like, if a ewe is throwing triplets and they all had an awesome average daily gain.
And well, this is what this is why I really wanted these reports, because I want to know, I want to be able to look at this page and say, number 1, that's the breed I want. I actually bred that ewe fully knowing that I wanted you as my maternal replacement line. Now, are you worth it? What was your average daily gain? Were you a single? Were you a twin? Were you a triplet? And a lot of viewers were telling me, you know, if I'm not happy with these quints and quads, I should maybe be not keeping the quints and quads and just focus on the twins and triplets, right? And you know, maybe that's a valid point. But I couldn't see it, so now I can see it.
We're getting to the point where we can see it. So this is nice information, even right here. Let's see, where's our dam here? So these 3 quads, there's 98. So there's her 4th one. So she has 3 that lived. Oh, here's another one actually died. Right? So this one
she's only left with 2.
And so she died post tagging. So she didn't die of something early.
So what I need to do now is, when did she die? Did she die a week ago? Did she die, you know, a day after she was born? Right? And then I can use that against or for mom. So that's why I really wanted that.
That's why we added that death date in here. That was today's edition. So
this will make me better when I wean. So I was really happy that you could come today to do all this. So I guess now that we have my system set up, now I can use all that information that you helped me set up today, and it will help me make better decisions on which ones to ship, which ones to keep. Now I have really good information on who the mums are, who the dads are. Now I understand that pedigree section, which I was not using before at all. Like I said, I've talked to you guys before. I'm not in the replacement ewe business, but I am in the replacement ewe business for my flock. So the more improvements I can do on this end, then I'm gonna see that in my flock. Like I said before, I can keep a twin or a triplet instead of a quad, a quint, or a sextuplet. Maybe I don't want to keep those ones. Maybe I don't want to keep the singles. I wouldn't know that stuff unless I had a good management system. And I find too, the fact that I've used it for a number of years now and know what I didn't like. And like what's missing. When I go to use it and I'm like, oh, I wish I knew how to do that. Then I write it down, or I text you quick. And then it's just mental notes of, you know, what I want to add, what I want to, and I mean, I'm just a procrastinator. I just should have done this a long time ago. But you know what? The more annoying it gets, the more it's a squeaky wheel, right? And then the more we learn. And then I just made sure that I just booked Melissa for today to make sure we did this. And now this is a template, right? So now for every lambing group I have from now on, at least I have that template set up, and you just dump your information into that new template. So I didn't even know that this existed.
For the first like 4 years, the only question that people called about was how to connect my reader to my TSI. That was the only
It was hard,
question.
and that stupid trigger.
Yes, the trigger.
And if you get one, you'll understand.
That was literally the only question we had for at least the first 2 years.
Right.
And then people were like started to figure out how to use it and
well,
ask
if they could
more
turn
questions.
it on.
Yeah.
My next step or my next goal is if I ever wanted to join a genetic improvement software thing. But honestly, some of this stuff you can almost figure it out yourself, right?
Yeah, like there's a lot of data.
There's a lot
of, we can keep customizing. Like,
yeah.
The more
things you
questions
put in
and the
it.
more things you put in, the more custom traits and activities you do, the more information you get out of it, right?
So I'm gonna sit on it for a bit. Thank you, Melissa, for coming today. And I mean, thank you for doing the vlog. Not everybody is that. You've been amazing in front of the camera, but you've had a lot of practice.
Yeah, I've done some.
Yeah, she's done a lot of speaking and speaking gigs. So definitely, yeah, if you do need to contact her, she's always available. And just contact me and
We're
I
here
will.
to help.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And yeah, have a good one.